Seriously trying to date and find a significant other, get off Hinge. Everybody is emotionally unavailable.
If you're looking for a serious relationship or love, Hinge is not it. Like, it's just a joke. So anyways, I matched with this guy. It's been 2 weeks of talking. We haven't met yet, which is actually a red flag. But that's fine. I'm busy. He's busy. I didn't really think anything of it. So he was so sweet. And I was like, oh my God, I've never talked to a guy that's like romantic like this. I mean, old school romantic. I thought maybe he was like this because culturally he was brought up differently and understands love. So we're going back and forth. And then tell me how yesterday I'm on Instagram and I'm on the Explore page. And I see the picture of the guy that I'm talking to from Hinge. Keep in mind, my Hinge is in Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me click on it. Tell me how the guy that's talking to me on Hinge stole the picture of the guy that I clicked on Instagram. The guy on Instagram lives in South Korea. I got catfished, y'all. Motherfucking catfish. I DM'd the guy, and now I'm hoping he sees it and DMs me.
I'm about to go on my second Hinge date 2 days in a row. I went on my very first Hinge date yesterday. We walked around this promenade kind of area despite the fact that it was literally raining. Like, when does it ever rain in LA? That's why my hair looks like a disaster. Anyways, we walked around and then we got some dinner. We drove up to like a scenic outlook where you can see the city down below. My Hinge date for today wants to take me to the beach and then we're gonna have a picnic and watch the sunset. That is literally my ideal first date. I actually kind of saw it coming because one of my answers to the Hinge prompts was that I like to watch sunsets on the beach. You know, whenever I ask my friends if the guy should pick me up from my place, they're always like, no, Chiaki, you always have to meet up at the location of the date because what if they're a serial killer? Or what if you don't like the date? You can literally just back out whenever you want. But you know what? He seems like a very nice guy. I actually like it when they pick me up because it shows that they actually care and they want to spend their gas money on me. Also, if you guys are wondering about what happened to the first guy, my very first Hinge date, number one, he doesn't live in LA. He lives far away, so that's out of the question. Number two, I was mostly looking to have a good time. I had no expectations whatsoever. Okay, I somewhat fixed my hair, and this is my look for today. I thought that this will be a super cute winter beach look. He's coming in 5 minutes, so let's go. Okay, he's in the bathroom. This is such a fun Hinge date. Okay, I obviously have to do a voiceover, but we watched the sunset on the beach, and on top of that, he packed a really cute picnic. Like, look how cute this is. We walked around for a little bit on the beach, and then he also packed a really cute paint set, so we actually painted each other, and it was such a good idea. This is how it turned out. This experience blew me out of the water.
Decided to download Hinge, and this is how it's going.
My name is Jeff.
Anytime someone discovers that I was on The Bachelor, they say, oh, I bet you have the best dating stories. And I'm kind of like, why would you say that? But I do. So today, I think I'm going to share my worst dating story in New York. It's like almost 3 years ago at this point. I had just moved to New York. I think I was like 22 and never had a dating app before. And I downloaded Hinge. And I was going on a date with this guy who was like 10 years older than me. So I was like, okay, he's got his shit together. We pick a place for just late night drinks, like around 9 p.m., which is really normal in New York. I'm thinking like he's professional, he's gonna be an adult. First thing first, he shows up to the date and he is like hammered out of his mind. He looks disgusting, like clearly drunk, he's sweaty, like he's been outside sweating all day or something, and it's like fully nighttime. We have been sitting there talking for like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and already the conversation was just terrible. Like he was just not asking me questions about myself, like I was just creating the conversation. It was so bad. It's like close to 11 p.m. and I'm like, I'm gonna go home, it's late, it's like a Wednesday night, and he literally starts laughing and he's like, okay, so my apartment's near here, like we can just walk there and take some tequila shots. He then proceeds to get this like crazy serial killer look on his face, and he's like, if I had known you weren't gonna come home with me tonight, I would have just stayed with my friends. Like, oh my God, you know that moment when you just pause and you're like, are you being serious? And he was being dead ass serious. Also forgot to mention that another red flag is this was peak COVID time, so it was back when you had to order like a food item if you were drinking, and usually the waitress is just like, oh, do you guys want a side of fries? And he said, no, we will take a side of steamed vegetables. I just feel like that's so cringe. You showed up hammered, but you don't eat fried food. So I went home and immediately reported him to Hinge because I was so mad. And I'm pretty sure he got blocked from Hinge. Like, they sent me an email saying that they had blocked him. So if you're seeing this, I'm sorry, but...
Okay, I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I was actually banned from Hinge like a little less than a year ago. Ow, my tooth is hurting. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's because I delete my account and remake it pretty much every week because I'd go through all the hot people and just be left with the really niche men who aren't totally my type. So yeah, I think they caught on because eventually when I went back to like put in my number to make a new account, it just like wouldn't send a text to my phone number. So yeah, that's my story of how I got banned from Hinge. And no, that's not the reason I deleted dating apps. I just think it's kind of like a funny story. And caution, if you are doing that, then you might get blocked.